Hi. It's funny how in the previous video I mentioned being addicted to art supplies. Yes, I bought new markers. Don't ask questions. I don't have answers. All I can say is that I bought new markers. And I'm gonna check them out to see if they were even worth it. So these are called ArtDeco TWINmarkers. And they are apparently sold in these cool trays that you can stack. Seems pretty neat to me. I love the packaging overall. It's very well thought. Just opening them and seeing them all organized was a very satisfying experience. Chef's kiss. So, what attracted me to these was the fact that they were supposed to be brush markers. So I thought, yay, cheap brush markers! Oh, how wrong I was. The tip is in fact brush-shaped, but it's nothing like the Winsor & Newton brush tip. It's just a felt tip pretending to be something more. Yes, I got catfished. But hey, it's not the end of the world. Let's watch them to see how they act on paper. And please don't mind my ugly swatches, I'm still trying to figure out a good way to swatch, to make it more aesthetically pleasing, but somehow it never works as planned. One set contains 60 vibrant, double-tipped, alcohol-based markers. That's a mouthful. The color goes down on paper very smoothly. They're all nice and juicy, and the quality of ink seems okay to me. Also, the color of the cap corresponds to the ink inside the marker. As you can see, these colors are pretty close to what you can see on the paper. The selection of colors is pretty nice, although I wouldn't mind if they took away some blues or greens and added a few more reds. There are only 2 red markers in this set, and they are pretty much the same. I mean, look at this. Oh, and we got twins! We got twins! Not identical, but the same name counts, right? Lesson learned. In this case, trust the color numbers. There are impostors among these markers, and I think it's kinda sus. So while sketching, I already had a specific color palette in mind, as I wanted to draw my OC, Arlandria. Her design is not yet finished, and she's my newest OC, so I'm still working on her personality. She's supposed to be very easygoing and chill. She may look very feminine, but she's an army kinda girl. I usually sketch in colored pencil and then go over the lines with a fine liner. But in this case, I wanted the drawing to look pretty soft. Most of my fine liners are dead anyway. I hardly ever use them anymore, so they dried out. This method also keeps me from being too much of a perfectionist, because I usually trace my sketches on another piece of paper, so the drawing is as clean and neat as possible. But the thing is, it takes too much time and the drawing looks pretty stiff in the end. I like this method way better. So when I started coloring the sketch, right off the bat I noticed how easy it was to apply smooth washes without too much effort. They kinda reminded me of chameleon markers. And this, what was supposed to be a brush dip, feels pretty similar to chameleon's nib as well, even though they're completely different shapes. Shading was a bit tougher. It's way easier to blend similar tones, but for some reason it didn't work that well for me when it came to shading the skin. So I might have oversaturated it a bit. It looks kinda too yellow at first, but it's not as noticeable after the hair coloring is done. I think they would be perfect as a base for colored pencils, for example. Overall, I don't have much to say because there's nothing to complain about. They're a great product for the price, which is approximately this much. If you're a beginner trying to get into markers, but don't want to spend too much money to start, I would say go for these. A set of 60 costs about as much as 3 single Copic markers. Pretty crazy, right? In most situations, I recommend starting cheaper and then upgrading, just so you can get to know if you even like working with this sort of a product. And in this case, you save money and get a good quality set. Even though I'm pretty salty because I really thought they would have these flexible brush nibs. But that's on me. I should have read more info about them before actually buying them. But hey, I don't regret anything, because they are great anyway. here's the finished piece. I haven't used markers for a while now, so it was very fun to get back to this technique. Let me know if you ever tried these ArtDeco TWINmarkers, and which brand of markers you like the most and why. I would love to read your opinions. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing, maybe. Thank you! Why is it so tough to say that? Anyway, have a great day and thanks for watching!